Kansas City Chiefs. What is left to be said about them? They're the team that dominates the AFC, but every single week you feel like, well, they could lose this game, but they don't. Now I know some people accuse them of certain types of magic, but is that really the case? Or is it just because Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid are just magic together? Well, we're going to discuss about that today, discussing their team preview for 2025, where I think they'll be out in the division, and how good I think they'll be in the contention for another Super Bowl. First, we have to talk about their offseason, and they lost some key pieces. They lost Wharton to the Panthers, Justin Reed to the Saints, even Justin Watson, who I do like a good bit, to the Texans. They lost DeAndre Hopkins as well, and I really don't know how big of a loss that is. They lost two really key players and then two solid players. But you look at who they brought in. Jalen Moore, I'll make no secret about it, I'm not his biggest fan. I did not like the deal when it was signed, and I don't mind it as much now because of the draft, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But I look at Jalen Moore, I don't like him as a left tackle. It seems like they're going to play him at right tackle, which I think fits him better, but I can't say I'm all too excited to watch him play football, protecting one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But you also look at the fact they brought in Kristian Fulton, who is just a solid player. He's not going to do a whole bunch of spark, but with what he is a very versatile weapon in the secondary that can play nickel, a little bit of outside, and maybe even drop back into safety. He's a versatile weapon that Spagnuolo will be in heaven using every single week. Now to talk about the Chiefs draft, and I love this draft. I'm going to be completely honest. I wanted to talk about so many players on this, but thankfully I'm recording a podcast where I get to dive deeper into the Chiefs draft and just drool over it. So instead, I'm going to talk about 3 players because the third player I just couldn't help myself but to talk about. Now, for these videos, I cover the first 2 picks. For this, it's Josh Simmons, and why did the NFL let the Chiefs get Josh Simmons? This is why I'm okay with Jalen Moore, because he's playing right side, because Josh Simmons is a franchise potential left tackle. That's how good he can be. He is an athletic freak that's coming off an injury, yes, but you watch his film at Ohio State. He can run block, he can pass block, he can get out in the open, which Andy Reid will love on screen plays. He is a very good offensive lineman that I don't get how he was there at the 32nd pick in the draft. And remember, he was the 32nd pick because the Chiefs did trade back with the Eagles. So they also got another pick from getting Josh Simmons. I don't know what else to say besides the Chiefs stole one here. That's the best way to put it, is they stole a great player. Their second pick, Omar Norman-Lott. Now, Norman-Lott, I was very careful with how I talked about him. Is he a guy that will play all 3 downs? God, no. He is not the type of defensive tackle that can do that. But you put him on the Chiefs, and he will be perfect. Why, you ask? Because this dude is a pass-rushing interior defensive lineman. He does not stop the run at all. He cannot stop a nosebleed in that category. But what he can do is beat offensive linemen, beat interior linemen, and put interior pressure on a quarterback, having them rush throws, having them scramble out of the pocket. Turnovers happen because he put pressure on them. That's the type of player Omar Norman-Lott is, and he'll be playing next to Chris Jones. Here's the thing, and I know Lott had great numbers at Tennessee. Repeating those numbers in the NFL is probably impossible, unless he becomes a superhuman of superhuman interior pass rushers. But here's what's going great for him. He's next to Chris Jones. He's going to have a lot of favorable matchups because everyone has to analyze where Chris Jones is on the field. He also has George Karlaftis, who is another really good player that can help put pressure on quarterbacks. Omar Norman-Lott is going to be a phenomenal player for the Chiefs because he's going to play one role and he's going to play it to perfection. The third player I want to highlight for the Chiefs is Jalen Royals because I do not get how this dude was available in the 4th round at pick 133. Jalen Royals, to me, has all the potential in the world to be a really good number 2 receiver in the NFL. I don't think he'll ever become a first option type guy unless injuries come to play, but you look at him and watch how he plays the game. He's very good at getting open. He's very good at creating separation. He is a good deep ball receiver, but he's also got really solid hands. It can go make contested catches. This is a pick I don't get why he was on the board here, and I think Pat Mahomes is going to love him very much. It's who I think is going to be the safety net eventually when Travis Kelce retires. He may not be as gifted, talented as Rashee Rice in Xavier Worthy. But what he is a solid receiver that will get the first downs and will make the plays happen when you need them. He's very much Julian Edelman coded. Now, talking about strengths for the Chiefs, I think the strength is very obvious. It's quarterback. So ignoring quarterback, I'm going to actually say their offensive weapons are insanely talented. I still have concerns about the offense line, do not get me wrong. A rookie left tackle is a concern because they're not expected to start out great. I've expressed my concerns with Jalen Moore, but the Chiefs have so many offensive weapons right now. Pat Mahomes is a kid in a candy factory. Wherever he looks is a dynamic player that can make a play on the ball and get him good yardage. The Chiefs have an upgraded receiver position than last year. And they also have Rashee Rice coming back, who got hurt last year. Now, he's probably going to be suspended for a couple games, but not the entire season. Xavier Worthy is probably going to be making a jump. Travis Kelce is still Travis Kelce, one of the most dangerous players in the league to cover. And as I just said, Jalen Royals is really good and someone you need to keep an eye on during the season. I'm just going to keep on saying it, the offensive line just has concerns for me. Their tackle position, and I love Josh Simmons, and I think Josh Simmons is going to be amazing in the NFL, but he might start out a little slow, which is going to have hits on Pat you don't want him taking, and I just don't like the right tackle situation. I have made it very clear, not a Moore guy. That being said, they do have Creed Humphreys. Trey Smith, who just got a very nice extension, is also there as well. This team is fascinating offensive line because I do believe they're losing their best offensive lineman in Joe Thuney, who is just versatile and a monster at the left guard position. Trading him to the Bears is an interesting loss. I don't know how they necessarily replace at the left guard position, but I have faith that the Chiefs know what they're doing because Andy Reid is an offensive mastermind. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants for his offensive line to look like. So if he's willing to move off Joe Thuney due to age, contract, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he has coming up. Now, where do I think the Chiefs finish in the division? It's first place. I'm not going to dance around the subject being like, oh, they could finish anywhere. They're first place. I refuse to bet against Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. I refuse to do so. When I make my Super Bowl pick, I have the caveat of I'm not picking the Chiefs because it's boring. If I wanted to be smart, if I wanted to say, oh, I want to be 100% right, who am I picking? I'm picking the Chiefs every year because I don't bet against the best coach quarterback combo in the league. You just look like an idiot. So any team that's going to challenge the Chiefs in the division, maybe the Chargers, but their team's still not there yet. The Broncos aren't there yet, and the Raiders aren't there yet. They're still the best in the AFC West, and they will most likely end up the 1 seed in the NFL, although they may lose a couple games you wouldn't expect, because the division is tougher than it's been in years past, and those defenses are really good that they could cause some issues for the Chiefs. But if you're asking me who's winning the division, it's the Chiefs, hands down. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And this is halfway mark of 32 and 32 days. 32 consecutive days of NFL team previews. Chiefs fans, I did a video already on the Denver Broncos. If you want to check them out, I will be doing videos on the Chargers and Raiders. If you want to come back, check out those division rivals, see what I think of them. I hope you've all enjoyed this content. If you'd share this, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers by the NFL season. It's a goal in mind that I really want to achieve. So I hope you subscribe. I hope you help me get this journey going. More NFL content is going to be coming out throughout the season. This is just the start of a big thing happening. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.